RTX GPU's DirectX error out of memory, device hung, device removed. Discussion in TLDR Battlefield 2042 on my RTX 3090 would crash within minutes with the infamous DirectX out of memory or device hung removed errors. 2 years ago, I couldn't fix it. At the time, I had an i9-13900KF, which was known to have issues until Intel released newer microcode and motherboard BIOS updates. I assumed my 13900KF just didn't like BF 2042. About 2 weeks ago, I upgraded to a 14900KF because my 13th gen finally gave up last month. Now, with the BF6 beta, I had the same problem, but this time I knew it wasn't my CPU. I suspected resizable bar, rebar, might be the cause. Disabling it stopped the instant crashes in the BF6 beta. That confirmed rebar was the trigger. Digging deeper, I found out why. And even though I can really only speak for RTX 3090 users, this may help a lot of other RTX 30 series owners seeing these crashes. The short version. If you have an RTX 30 series card bought before late 2022, resizable bar might not actually be active, even if your BIOS, NVIDIA Control Panel, and NVIDIA Profile Inspector all say it's enabled. Without the correct GPU vBIOS, the card will silently ignore large bar requests. This causes unstable memory access and device hung errors in games like BF 2042 or BF6, where the driver thinks rebar is working but the GPU isn't really doing it. Why this happens. All RTX 30 series GPUs shipped before March 2021, and many well into 2022, came with a vBIOS that didn't support resizable bar. Without a vBIOS that explicitly enables rebar, your GPU always defaults to the legacy 256 megabyte PCIe bar size, no matter what the motherboard BIOS or driver settings say. The motherboard BIOS and NVIDIA Control Panel will still report resizable bar enabled, because they only show the requested state, not whether the GPU actually accepted it. This creates the fake-enabled situation. You think rebar is on, but the GPU is still using the old tiny memory aperture. In VRAM-heavy games like Frostbite engine titles with ultra textures, the driver's rebar optimizations can backfire because it tries to stream large data chunks the GPU physically can't handle in one mapping, causing crashes and DirectX device errors. The fix. Check if it's really active. Download and open GPU-Z, check the resizable bar field. Hover over it, read the bar 1 memory size in the tooltip. If it shows 256 megabytes or another tiny value, driver says yes, but hardware says nope. 81 on 92 Meltdown tuned 40 megabytes, 32,768 megabits, you're good. Real large bar mapping is active. Update your GPU's vBIOS from your manufacturer. Zotac resizable bar page. Please open your app to see this link. EVGA, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, etc. also have official vBIOS update tools. Re-enable in your motherboard BIOS, above 4G decoding enabled, resizable bar enabled, CSM compatibility support module disabled. Set a safe size limit in NVIDIA Profile Inspector for Frostbite engine games. RBAR feature 0x000001 enabled. RBAR options 0x000001. RBAR size limit 0x00000001. 10 gigabytes. NVIDIA's safe default for RTX 3090 or 0x000000200000. 8 gigabytes. Result, my BF6 beta now runs 30 plus minutes without a single crash with rebar enabled, whereas before, I would get a DirectX device hung out of memory error within 2 minutes every time. I'm not an expert, and I don't know how widely known this is today, but it completely solved my DirectX errors in BF 2042 and the BF6 beta. If you've been battling the same crashes, give it a try, and let me know if it works for you too.